Jim Huffman's running ragged. He's running all over the state of Oregon because he wants to be your next U.S. Senator. He's running against Ron Wyden. Ron Wyden is vulnerable, people. Ron Wyden is vulnerable, as are most, if not all, Democrats. And Jim Huffman, how's it going?
Victoria, how are you? It's going great. It's going great. We're, as you say, we're getting all over the state and meeting lots of great people, and I think we've got some real momentum.
I want my lawn sign.
We just got 9 pallets of lawn signs in yesterday, so we'll get it to you.
Where do I get that?
Get it right here at our office. If you want to swing by here, the address of which is 11560 Southwest 67th Avenue in Tigard. It's just off the Haynes exit.
Oh, I know where that is.
5, but we'll also get them to the various Republican offices around town and other venues. So if you can't get here, just give us a call, and we'll make sure one gets to you.
I'm going to need about 5 because, as I mentioned just before the break, people actually look in my yard to find out who I'm supporting, and then they ask me for extras.
Well, for you, Victoria, we'll make a special delivery.
I mean, I'll pay for them because I know how expensive those things are. They're like, what are they, $5 a piece or something like that?
Well, a little less than that, but that's a good point. If people want to contribute to a campaign, one way to think about it is what it's going to buy, and if the campaign signs, you say I'll buy 3 or 4 campaign signs for you, then you got something concrete that you're paying for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we'll get some to you.
Okay, cool. Well, what are you finding on the campaign trail, and are you happy about the races in Washington State? Because that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, it is. I think Dino Rossi is going to be very competitive. I think that's going to help us because it's just going to bring more attention to the West Coast. And, of course, Carly Fiorini in California is going to be competitive. So I think the whole West Coast is in play here in the U.S. Senate, and that's going to help us. I
can remember years ago when Bill Kristol came to town, and I've told this story. I don't have many stories about Bill Kristol. I have exactly one. And but he came, and the Multnomah County Republicans brought him in to speak. And yes, there are Multnomah County Republicans, and it was a fabulous event. And he asked me, he says, "What about Gordon Smith?" He said, and I said, "Well, what do you mean about Gordon Smith?" And he goes, "Well, he's only got 48%." And I go, "Well, that's enough, isn't it?" Well, wrong was I. How wrong was I?
Yeah.
He was beaten. He was defeated by the accidental senator, Jeff Merkley, who good God. I mean, and you can do this, Jim Huffman. People need
absolutely. We can do it. We're in a little better position than Merkley was at that time, at the same time 2 years ago. So absolutely we can do it. And I think you said at the outset that Wyden is vulnerable, and he has all the polling data indicates that he's vulnerable. Our challenge is just to get our name out and get our message out, and that's what we're working hard to do.
What is your message?
It's really jobs in the economy, and the way you do that is you restore the private sector. That's where jobs are created. They're not created by government. And if you look at Ron Wyden's voting record, he's voted for the stimulus bill, the bailouts, the health care bill, the bank regulation bill, all of which has contributed to our economic problems. So my message is we need to do basically the opposite from what Ron Wyden's been doing.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. What did you think about, if you had an opportunity to check out what the president was saying about Patty Murray yesterday?
I didn't see what he said.
Well, he was it was kind of a crack up to me because I'm certainly not in his camp, and so maybe this was a rallying point for the people there. But he went through all of his failed policies, the policies that people have recoiled in horror at, and then said, "And Patty Murray's been with me every step of the way." I mean, you could only hope for a visit from the president.
Could we get him to come to Oregon and say the same thing? Because it's also true about Senator Wyden.
Oh, God, no doubt. Now, the national...
Every step of the way, I like that.
Yeah, she was with me every... Wow. Yeah. Damned with faint praise. No, wait. Damned. Just period.
Damned, yeah.
So, what did you think of it?
We'd love to have the president come to Oregon on behalf of Ron Wyden. I think that would be a good thing.
It would be a good thing. It would definitely show that... he's worried about being vulnerable.
I know you were out of town last week, so you didn't get a chance to talk with Steve Forbes, but we had a great visit with him, and a good fundraiser. it was great to have him in town, and we got his endorsement, so we're feeling very good about that.
Well, I'm really mad that I wasn't in town for that because I did hear about that, and I apologize for failing to bring it up so far. And, here's a guy who's a fiscal conservative who certainly knows whereof he speaks. He's run for president himself. He's a man of means and a real sharp guy. And he comes in and he says, okay, Jim Huffman's my guy. Now, I understand you have some connections or what have you, but the fact is that he comes in and he gives you his full and total endorsement. I think that's wonderful.
No, he wouldn't have come if he didn't agree that I was the right guy, but also if he didn't think we have a chance to win. He said that while he was here. Somebody asked him if he thought we could win. He said, I wouldn't be here if I didn't.
Will he come back?
Because it was a big, he came all the way out here just for this and went right back to New York. So it was a big sacrifice on his time and energy to get out here. So we're very grateful for that.
Are you looking at any more big dogs coming out here? And
well, we'd love to, and we're working on some possibilities. So I think we'll have some more before November gets here.
Well,
it's really a boost for the campaign, both financially, but also in terms of people's sense of possibility. So we're working hard on those things.
Yeah.
But I got an exciting trip this Saturday. I'm going over to Burns for a big rally over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Harney County, here we come.
Well, I don't want to put you off or anything like that, but I do happen to know that the wonderful Democrats in their wisdom made sure in the state stimulus plan that Harney County got a couple of cattle grades. I just want you to know.
Oh, well, Klamath County got some sidewalks in Beatty and Bly. So I don't know. It sounds like Harney County maybe got cut a little short if they only got a couple of cattle grades.
But stimulus jobs. I think it probably took them. How long did it take them? A couple hours. Yeah, it was a couple hours. They counted as a couple of jobs too.
Right.
So there you go.
Yeah. And who were the guy? And who got paid to put them in? I wonder.
Mm-hmm.
The people who put the sidewalks in Klamath County came from somewhere outside the county, so didn't have any benefit there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Were you buoyed in any way by the Washington state results?
Yeah, I think it's encouraging that Patty Murray's under 50%. So that's about where we would expect Wyden to be, and that's where the polling data says he is. So that's very encouraging.
Mm-hmm. Jim Huffman, congratulations, and keep going on, and we support you, and everybody get a lawn sign and send him money because he's going to need money. That is the mother's milk of politics. HuffmanForSenate.com is where you get in touch with him.
Great. Thank you very much, Victoria. It's always good to talk to you.
Thank you. Good to talk to you as well. Jim Huffman on the Victoria Taft Show. When we come back,